The constant question is, are we live? I think we are live. Yes, indeed, we are live. Welcome to yet another live walk here in Tokyo. It's a very warm, or not warm, it's a hot day. It's I think it's 30 degrees. It's like, today is like one of these days when you're feeling like, yeah, the Tokyo summer is kind of annoying, and then you get reminded that, yeah, but it's, you know, it's gonna get way worse. This is just the start of it. This is just the start. So we are here in front of Takadanobaba station, and I was kind of debating today's route. Initially I was planning to follow a little river down here, the Kanda River, which will take us towards the center of Tokyo. But then I kind of changed my mind, and I think instead we will head westwards along the Seibu Shinjuku line, which is a pretty important train line to a lot of people, and one that will take us through some of the cozier neighborhoods of Tokyo. So I think we will actually not head this way, but this way. So I just wanted to confuse you. And here's a train, the yellow train, and that's one of the Seibu Shinjuku line trains. They are yellow. They have this kind of retro look, which I find very charming. So yeah, let's basically follow these train tracks for a while, for as long as I can, until the heat gets to me. Because yeah, 30 degrees is pretty hot by my standards, and especially now since my body hasn't really gotten used to the summer heat yet. Oh, I think I got a super chat. Thank you, G-Man Threefold. Thank you so much. So yeah, that's today's plan. A little walk along some train tracks towards the west. And I'm sure you are all wondering about the weather, so here you go. 30 degrees, partly cloudy. It's gonna get it's a hot day. 31. I think it's the hottest day so far, but yeah, humidity isn't too bad, only 48% right now, so at least that's something. And yes, I need to stay hydrated. そうですね。水分ちゃんと取らないと。Here's a nice painting, especially for all you manga and anime fans. You might enjoy this. I do indeed have sunblock. Yes, I do. I put some on before I started this stream. So, yeah. And let's see, I'm a little bit worried about my phone, if we might run into some overheating issues. I think maybe we can walk down here. Let's try. And I have to admit that I'm quite unfamiliar with this part of Tokyo. I'm also quite unfamiliar with the parts that we will be going through. I've never lived on the Seibu Shinjuku line. I've never really used it frequently, more than, like, you know, a few random occasions, but all those Seibu lines are very unfamiliar to me. But I hope that there are some among my viewers who have fond memories of these areas. Especially, like, we are pretty close to Waseda University, which is one of the fanciest universities in Tokyo. And I think a lot of the people who used to study there might have been wanting to live around here. Oh, is this a dead end? Damn, it's a dead end. that's not good. Okay, then we have to head back. I'm sure this street is nice at night. Since we have a fully charged battery, 95% now when I started the stream. So we should be able to go for quite a long time. I think the limiting factor today will be my own stamina, not the stamina of my phone.今日東京結構暑いですね。多分今年の初めて30度に超える日。あ、more Astro Boy. It's really nice. I love this kind of retro style. I don't care so much for modern contemporary anime and manga, but this style I really love. This reminds me of my childhood. This reminds me of the kind of images I used to see that made me think that, oh wow, Japan seems so awesome. Let's see if we have more luck if we walk down this way. Wow, so many izakayas and restaurants around here. Well, makes sense since it's a student area, but still. So let me know if there's any one of you viewers who have any specific memories or relationship to these areas and the Seibu Shinjuku line. If there are any spots you would like me to pass, which are kind of on the way, then by all means let me know. I think we can go down here. But here's the river, but here's also the river. Let's keep going this way. Thank you, Jeffrey Philman. Thank you for the... Oh wait, is this? Yeah, I think I heard about this. This is a vending machine that sells dashi. This actually, it's kind of like fish stock, flying fish stock. So, I don't know if you can see, but there's actually fish in these bottles. 700 yen each. I don't think I'm gonna pick up one of those as my drink for today. I don't think you want to drink it straight. It's for cooking. Yeah, I've heard about that dashi vending machine, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen it before. Yeah, I already feel the need to pick up a drink. Let's see, what do we have here? Picnic water! That's an interesting name. Postonic water. That sounds... I don't know. Sounds weird. Nah, nothing in here that looked too tempting, to be honest. And here is also a university. I didn't know that. I don't think I've ever been here. Tokyo. I can't read that kanji. But I think it has something to do with maybe agriculture? Kana? Picnic water. Yeah, that was a weird name. This is the Kanda River, which I initially planned on following, but in the other direction. JR train passing over there. But yeah, then I felt like on a day like this, I think quieter neighborhoods are a little bit better than downtown Tokyo. Oh, thank you. I just got a generous super chat from Huggy Bear. Thank you so much. Maybe iced coffee. Yeah, lagom on the alcohol. Yeah, we'll see. If I do a lunch, if I have lunch while streaming, then I might go for a beer afterwards. But other than that, I think I should stay away from alcohol for now. Okay, here we have a bit more regular drinks. I always like this one on hot days. It's like a little bit sweet but not too sweet, and it's supposed to have a bit of minerals and stuff in it. That's what it says here. Mineralu. That it contains natrium. I don't know for what reason that is important, but can I use Suica on this one? No, I can't. Damn it. Damn it. What about this one? This one takes Suica, but this one has a more kind of boring selection. Decisions. Let's get this one then. Aquarius. It's kind of like Pocari Sweats. This machine accepts Suica, so. Got a drink. Let's see if I can manage to open it with one hand. I can't. That means I need to. I'm actually not having my small bag today. I'm having a backpack today because I'm bringing my laptop as well as some other stuff. Because after the stream I plan to sit down at some cafe and do a bit of work. I have a little bit of paperwork and emails and stuff I need to reply to. So yeah, we'll see. Carrying a backpack on a hot day like this isn't my favorite thing to do. My back is already super soaked from sweat, but that's the Tokyo summer for you. Finally managed to get this thing open. Ah, here we have the train tracks. Great. Then we are on the right track. Camera shakes. No, he's not drunk. Sorry, I was kind of fiddling with my drink and my backpack. Now I'm having both my hands free again, so hopefully less shaking right now. Yeah, Aquarius is basically the same thing as Pocari Sweat, which is a drink that's supposed to be good for you to prevent heat stroke. Ooh, I don't want to walk on this street. There's no shade. I need to walk on more narrow streets where there's a little bit of shade between the buildings. Let's see what you're saying. Sorry, I was a bit distracted there with my drink and backpack and everything. Yeah, the vending machines are not really friendly to disabled people. I don't think there's any. Yeah, there's nothing really for people with sight impairment. Oh, shrine over here. It looks fancy. It's exciting though. I always enjoy discovering and exploring new parts of Tokyo, parts where I haven't been much. Ah, Shimochi-ai. I see, we're already in Shimochi-ai. I have a friend who used to live in Shimochi-ai, so I'm familiar with the name. Interesting, a massive QR code on the wall of this building. Wonder what happens if you scan it. Yeah, you definitely need a spare hand for an umbrella on hot days like this. But I think we can get some relief by finding a smaller street that we can walk on where there's more shade. Why don't you use a sun umbrella? Because I don't have enough hands. I need to hold the camera as well, you know? So that's a bit of a problem. And I usually want to have one hand free so that I can do things like interact with things like vending machines. Having both hands occupied makes me feel quite uncomfortable. Let's head down here. But this is nice. I like how this river kind of slopes downward here. It gives a very, very nice sound. Oh, we're already at the station. So I guess this should be Shimochi-ai station then? Like I said, I've never been to this area. So it's as much of an adventure for me as it is to you. I see that it's a photography service, that place we passed with the QR code. Interesting. At least there's a tiny bit of shade here that I can use as protection. 神田川ですね。そうです。そうです。神田川です。So yeah, that little river is Kanda River. Kandagawa. そうね、新宿区下落合1丁目 is where we are right now. Old mansion residential building. This looks very old. Quite good location though. Oh, what's this? Lots of text here. This is a bit weird. Oh, what's going on here? There's even a cone, a painted cone. This house looks like it's about to fall down into the river. But yeah, here we can walk in the shade under the trees. That's great. That's great. Follow this river for a while. Is graffiti common in Tokyo? No, it's not common at all. I didn't actually read what all these signs were saying, so I don't know if it was like some political message or something. スウェーデンから日本に来た時、夏の気温の高さに驚きましたか？まあ驚いたではないですけど、行った前にそれ分かった。日本の夏はちょっときついですけど、やっぱり湿気、humidity はちょっとびっくりしました。日本に来た前はそんなに高い湿度のところは行ったことなかっただから、それはちょっとびっくりした。なんかまあ夜にも出たらすぐ汗かいてる。それはちょっとびっくりしたね。So one of the Japanese viewers asked if I was surprised over how hot Japan was in the summer when I first came here. And I wasn't really surprised about that because I knew that it was gonna be hot. I had studied on the weather beforehand. But what surprised me was the humidity. That was something I had never experienced before. That, you know, even if you go out in the middle of the night when the temperatures aren't that high, but because of the high humidity, you will get soaked in sweat, even, you know, at midnight when it's only like 30 degrees or 28 degrees outside, but really high humidity that makes me sweat immediately. Oh, thank you, that dog that hates you. I always need to struggle with your name. Sometimes I think you are called the dog that eats you. Thank you. Great walk of Sanginjaichi Shinjuku the other day. One of your best yet. Thank you. Yeah, I had a blast doing that walk. It was really good. This is a nice street, by the way. Really like it. Why are there so few people on the streets of Tokyo? People always ask that when I stream, and the thing is, most of my walks I walk on quiet residential areas. And I think it's the same in any city. If you're walking in a quiet residential area, it's not that many people out. But, you know, look at one of my streams from Shinjuku or Shibuya or any of those places and you will see that there's plenty of people on the street. So, yeah. Not everywhere in Tokyo is like that. Most places in Tokyo are not like that, actually. Thank you, G-Man Threefold. Thank you so much. Have you ever visited England? Only once. I went to London. I think that's almost 20 years ago now. on a miserable weekend in February when it was just cold and rainy. So that's all. I would love to go again. I would especially love to travel around the countryside. Both England and Scotland seems to have lots of gorgeous places once you leave the big cities. So yeah. Oh, and I think I forgot to pin. Let me do that now. Because I already noticed that there's some people asking questions that are always being asked. So for information about where I'm from, for how long I've been living in Japan and what equipment I use, please have a look at the FAQ in the video description. Then after reading that, if you have any follow-up questions, you are more than welcome to ask. I think I should also update the FAQ soon, actually. We just passed 300 viewers. That's nice. Welcome everyone. If there are any new viewers out there, welcome. Even more so. And hope you will enjoy this channel. Basically, this channel is walks like this almost every day in various parts of Tokyo and sometimes other parts of Japan as well. The concept is kind of like just a walk with a friend. That's the feeling I hope to recreate with my videos. And especially now, since people aren't allowed to visit Japan. So I hope that my videos will somehow scratch that itch for you. How are my shoes doing? My shoes are doing fine, I think. No problems yet. Also, it's a pink short day today. Ray needs to see this video. Yeah, so many cons. So many cons here. Ray is probably asleep now. Thank you, Michael Sneer. Thank you so much. You enjoy watching me sweat for you. That's great. That's wonderful. That knowing that I'm walking here and sweating like a pig gives you some sort of joy. That's also giving me tremendous joy. Thank you. Oh, available apartment coming up. There's an ad here. You can buy this apartment. It's a 1 LDK, so 1 bedroom and then living room, dining room, kitchen. 36 square meters, and the price is 23.8 million yen. So you can convert that to your currency. It actually sounds relatively cheap considering that we are not so far from central Tokyo. We're like within walking distance from Shinjuku. No, that 63,000 yen, that was like the estimate of the loan payment. Like if you take a loan to buy it, you would have to pay 63,000 per month. Thank you, Dave M, for the Mexican dollars. Thank you very much. And greetings from Tijuana. Greetings, greetings. Yeah, the price was written like smaller down below on the poster. That big number was just a monthly payment. That's cheaper than a rental payment. Yeah, it usually is. if you buy something here, but usually you need to also remember that you need the down payment, and you need like sometimes those repayment plans that they advertise assume that you also pay back, like it's not that price 12 times per year, but more like maybe 14 times per year, because most Japanese people who are employed, they get a bonus twice a year on their salary, and sometimes those repayment plans assume that you will pay your entire bonus towards your housing loan as well. So this is Wasedadori. That's interesting. That means I could follow this street, probably that direction, and I would end up in Nakano, because Wasedadori passes Nakano as well. Toto asks, is it true that online banking transfers are pretty much non-existent in Japan a few years ago? No, I wouldn't say so. I mean, I've had access to online banking for most of my time here in Japan, but the online banking systems are most of them are very poor compared to what I'm used to. They're not very user-friendly, and you basically always have to pay fees, even if you're just doing like a domestic transfer within Japan. You have to pay like a couple of $100 fee, which is quite expensive by my standards. Let's see if this ever turns green. It would be nice, because now I'm like getting grilled in the sun. Terrible online banking. Yeah, it's getting a little bit better. I used to be with Shinsei, which is one of the major Japanese banks, and their online banking system used to be awful. Now they improved it a little bit in terms of user friendliness. It's still not great though, but I would say it's acceptable. And it's available in English as well. I also have an account with Sony Bank, which is it's an online only bank, so they put a little bit more effort into their online banking systems. So I think it's quite okay, Sony Bank. But yeah, just like 5-7 years ago, all the online banks I had seen was really, really terrible. Venmo is not used here at all, as far as I know. Apple Pay is quite widespread though. But we talked about this just a few days ago, but the most common payment system besides cash here is Suica, which is the same card that you use to pay for your train rides, that you charge with money, and then you can basically use it for any purchase, any smaller purchase. Downside with Suica though is that there's no like loyalty program or bonus or anything like that. So yeah. Sorry, I was filling up drinking my sport drinks. Let me take a look at the map. そうですね、10年前からオンラインバンキングが日本にあったんですけど、結構あんまりなんかユーザーフレンドリーとかはスウェーデンと比べると全然レベルが低かった。今はそんなに悪くないけど。Just a moment. Taking a look at the map. Oh, I see. I'm kind of walking further and further away from the train tracks, which let's see which. That's yeah. Okay, got it. So I think I will head up here. It's amazing what this river and the greenery does to the entire vibe of the neighborhood. Can you use your credit card to charge up your Suica? No, not as far as I know. There might be some sort of convoluted workaround where you can do that, but I generally think no, you have to use cash when topping up Suica in the machines at the station. Otherwise, it would be a good way to get the credit card benefits. With the app you can do that. Oh yeah, really? I see. So that's a good way. That's a good thing to know. I didn't know that actually. I need to start using the app then. But yeah, basically in the ticket machines at the station you have to use cash. Okay, so that's good to know though. That's a pretty big reason to use the app. Yeah, some debit cards and credit cards also have Suica built in as well. Villa Royal. Interesting name. I always love those Western names that they put on the residential buildings here. This is nice with the plants and the laundry. Reminds me a little bit of Italy. Costco in Japan? Yeah, there's Costco in Japan. Haven't been myself though, but they have it. We have it. Just a moment. そうですね、Google Pay の追加はクレジットカードでチャージできる。そうね、それは知らなかった。これから絶対使うと思います。There are many comedy clubs around. I honestly don't really know. I'm not so familiar with that scene. Would you stream at Little Italy in Minato? I think I passed that place on a stream or two. It's basically just a square and pretty boring. And like you say, it doesn't really look like Italy. As well. There we go. As well. There we go. I think it happened. We Swedes tend to enjoy being in the sun because sunny days are so rare. So yeah. Did we get some lag? I think we're back again. Right now everything looks fine. Yeah, sometimes when doing mobile live stream like this, sometimes the connection drops. What you can do if you notice that happening, try to just reload the browser, or in your YouTube app, reload the video. That will usually be quicker than just waiting until YouTube sorts it out. Good job, Jenny. How hot does it get in Sweden? The summers in Sweden are getting hotter and hotter actually. These days over 30 degrees is not really that uncommon anymore. But it's usually not as humid as it is here in Japan. So yeah, Japan is definitely hotter. Oh, this is a nice little street. I wonder where we are. Let's see if we can find any address sign somewhere. Okay, we're in Higashi Nakano now. Higashi Nakano. Let me check the map again. I might want to head up this street, or maybe let's walk a few blocks down this. Vivo Daily Stand. They have a shop in Nakano as well. It's a pretty nice little bar slash wine, I think wine bar. Lunch break soon. Yeah, maybe in another hour or so I will figure out if I will keep on streaming and have lunch while streaming, or if I will just end the stream and have lunch afterwards. Razer Darkblade. I'm good at building Discord servers. Would you like help with building one? Thanks for the offer. I don't know. I don't think it's that complicated though. I think I can work it out myself, but I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it. Yeah, I will let you know if I need any help. Thank you anyway.そう、結構暑いです。今日は結構暑いです。ちょっときつい。Happy construction worker. Let's see if I can pass through here. Interesting. Those guys were obviously not Japanese. Most of the construction workers we see tend to be Japanese, but I noticed that sometimes there's entire teams with non-Japanese. Do you feel tired doing a 1 to 2 hour walk? No, not tired. I mean, it's tiring on hot days like this, but otherwise getting out and do a long walk is kind of my way to refresh my mind, because especially right now a lot of my work is done from home, and also since I have a baby I'm spending an awful lot of time just sitting on my butt at home. So yeah, I'm getting more tired if I don't go out and do these walks. But to most Japanese people, I think these kind of walks would be considered kind of crazy and extreme. At least people living in Tokyo. My impression of people living in Tokyo is that they think even a 30-minute walk is like really long and tiring. From Toronto. What's your favorite drink to keep hydrated? Pocari Sweat? No, my favorite. Wow, this looks like this must be abandoned. Look at this house. Look at this entrance. So overgrown. My favorite drink is in the summer is actually mugicha, barley tea, which is slightly more tasty than water. And it doesn't contain any sweetening or any flavors or any like artificial stuff, so you can basically drink as much of it as you can drink with water. It's also no caffeine or anything like that. But sometimes, quite rarely, I buy this kind of energy drinks or like Pocari Sweat and not energy drinks, but yeah, like this one. I'm not fond of, wow, anime car. So I'm not so fond of sweetened drinks in general, actually. So ですね、salty lychee. それ美味しいですね。There's one drink called salty lychee. I think I've had it on a stream a couple of times, which is very tasty actually. I like that one as well, but it also has a pretty high calorie count, so I avoid drinking it too often. Itasha, so that's what these cars are called with the anime characters. They're so ugly that it hurts. Itai means ouch. Oh, I think I'm walking in the bicycle lane. So I will cross here and keep on walking in this direction. See if we can find our way back to the train tracks. Thank you, Lemillion. Blunt pencils are really pointless. Indeed. Good pun. Shall we take a look at the real estate prices here? These are for sale. These are houses for sale. 34 million yen, 39 million yen. These are all... This is pretty old. 39 million yen. This is a newer one, I think. Built 2008, 48 million yen. How big is it? The land is 77.5 square meters. The floor surface is 104 in total, divided into 3 floors. Quite reasonable prices around here. Again, considering that we're not too far from central Tokyo. This area is like yeah, Nakano area is not so expensive. Surprisingly cheap considering how much fun it is here and the fact that it's pretty close to central Tokyo and pretty well connected too. Can foreigner buy this kind of house? Yeah, as long as you have the cash you can. If you want to get a loan, it's a bit more complicated. Then you need to be, generally speaking, you need to be a permanent resident of Japan in order for the banks to consider you for a loan. Can average Japanese afford a house? Yeah, I think average Japanese can afford a house. The interest rates have been super low here for a long time, so loans are quite cheap. And you can also find relatively reasonably priced properties even in Tokyo. And if you look outside of Tokyo, property prices are very, very low. But the thing to remember about the property market in Japan is that generally you can't expect your property to increase in value. If you're really lucky and it's located in a very popular area, it might increase, but generally older properties here are not worth much. So if this is a dumb question, but are there property taxes? It's not a dumb question. And yes, there are property taxes. There are. Type of gimbal. Read the FAQ. Read the video description, please. Check the map again. So yeah, I just passed Higashi Nakano station and I should head a little bit further to the north and I will be back at the Seibu line. And we have some nice, what looks like nice parks coming up soon, so that's nice. Maybe if we find a nice park, maybe I will just get a takeout lunch, a bento or something, and maybe a beer and sit down and eat somewhere. I've been walking for an hour already, so, and in this heat 1 hour is quite demanding. Your gimbal in follow or tilt lock mode? Follow. I think follow. It's like just basically following my hand motions. There's no lock or anything. Thank you, Jenny. Lunch bento fund. Thank you. Thank you. We want to go down this way. +400 people watching now. Great. Welcome, each and every one of you. Yes, Jenny is indeed very generous. She's almost every stream she's chipping in a few dollars. That's, I think added over time she might be one of my most generous supporters. So thank you very much, Jenny. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. We love to see bento and beer. Okay, let's see if we can make that happen then. Let's see if we can make that happen. And yeah, if you enjoy this stream and all my other walks, please remember to click the like button, as that is one of the easiest things you can do in order to show your support and help me reach more viewers. And for those of you who really love these videos, please consider joining me on Patreon. Then you will get access to Patreon only streams and other goodies, such as my old modeling photos from 13 years ago when I first came to Japan and had a very, very brief career as look at these 3 slides. I think they're all too small for me though. Yeah, my old model photos when I was doing that for a very, very brief time. Back when you use your hourglass figure. Not sure. Not sure if I've ever had an hourglass figure, but yeah, that was a cute little playground. Not too sad. No, but I have a hunch that the station might be this way. Have we figured out where somewhere is yet? Not really, but I'm kind of vaguely trying to follow the Seibu Shinjuku line towards the west, but so far I've mostly been lost. But all these streets are really charming, so I certainly don't mind being lost in a neighborhood like this. Beer glass figure now, yeah, that's probably more like it. Glass figure. I don't know what you would call this. If it's a beer glass figure or something else. What are the current masking requirements in Tokyo? There's no requirements at all, but basically everybody wears a mask when they're outside, especially in crowded area. On local streets like this, you see people without masks or like with the masks pulled down like I'm doing right now. But yeah, whenever you're around other people, I'd say 99.9% of people are wearing masks here. Why haven't you updated your Insta account? Yeah, good question. I haven't used my cameras. I've only used my phones for like the last couple of months, basically since I came home from my last trip to Kyushu. I don't think I've haven't taken any photos. But of course, I have tons of photos in my archives that I could post, and I will try to do that. It's just the last couple of weeks, basically since I came home from my last trip, my days have been extremely busy. Like, other than when I'm out doing these walks, I don't really have any spare time at all, because I'm the one who's mostly taking care of our baby. So, and with the baby, it's like, even, you know, doing something like an Instagram post is a big challenge. Let's see where we are now. Let's see. Oh yes, we are indeed very close to the river now. That's great. Just another block. Some apartments for rent in this building. If anyone is interested. Ah, coffee shop. Specialty coffee shop. Kurikuru coffee. Interesting. But I think I will head towards the park, and I think I will go for lunch. Ta-da! This is another river. This is not Kanda River. It's a different one. Let's see. Let's follow the river for a little while. Let's see. Where's this park I was thinking about? Yeah, it's a little bit further down this way. About a couple of 100 meters. Those were not police, by the way, those people. They're just like uniformed construction workers. So no, not a police car, just construction workers. It didn't say anything about the rent. That house with available apartments. It only said that there was apartments for rent, but nothing about the price. But I don't think it's particularly expensive around here. Ah yeah, I passed a taxi as well just now. That's right. See if we can find a convenience store somewhere, because now we're getting close to that park, so I think I need to go for a convenience store lunch today. Looks like a poor neighborhood. It's not a poor neighborhood by any means, but it's just an average normal Japanese neighborhood. Notice a lot of people hang laundry outside. Yeah, they do. Most Japanese dry their laundry by hanging it outside. Today it's like less than 50% humidity, so today I think is pretty ideal to dry your laundry. But yeah, I don't know. Even with high humidity, I guess if it's sunny, you can still do it, right? Newly built houses here. 2 of them looks the same, with a bit of river view. Usually here in Japan, like even on the TV, on the news, like when they do the weather forecast, they have a special section like when is the good timing to do your laundry, like today before noon, or after 3 p.m. on Wednesday. You get that kind of information. But most people don't have dryers, like indoor dryers. We do though. Oh, there's a little temple up there. And here's the train tracks, yay! We found them. We managed to get back to the train tracks. And here's Ochi Park. So the only question right now is, where's the nearest konbini? Let me ask Google Sensei. Konbini. Really? Are you kidding me? According to Google, there's no convenience store near the park. But I don't think that's true. Convenience store. Oh, really? Wow. That's a bummer. Let's see if we can find some other little local restaurant or somewhere then that sells bento. Lots of kids playing in the park today. This looks like a nice park. Also, I wonder, let me look at the map again and see if where's the nearest station from here? I see Nakai station, but I need to backtrack quite a bit in order to get there. There's a little bit of commercial activity going on here, so feels like the place where you could find a cute old lady selling homemade bentos on the street or something like that. Oh, what's this? This is a hair salon, I guess. Interesting decoration. Oh, let's hurry. Okay, just made it across. So let's see, do we have some shops around here? Just a lot of laundromats. Supermarket. Excellent. Supermarket, finally. Then we can get a bento here. This is a super local residential area. But even like when I walk on streets like this, even to me Tokyo feels a little bit exotic. Like this is a little bit different than where I live. So it feels, yeah, I don't know, it makes me feel a little bit like I'm on vacation myself. We'll see. The signal often drops when I go inside shops, so please bear with me if that happens today. Okay, so yes, I got some inari sushi and maki sushi, and also some sort of... Oh wait, damn it! I didn't get any chopsticks. I need to go back and ask if I can have chopsticks. I don't want to eat this with my hands. Maybe they don't have chopsticks here, since it's not a convenience store. We'll see. Sumimasen. Hashi arimasu ka? Hai. Hai, arigatou gozaimasu. Yes, I got some hashi. I eat my noodle salad with my hands. It would be embarrassing. Yes, we are back. We lost about half of the viewers though, but let's see. Hopefully they will come back as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. Signal usually drops when I go inside stores like that. Watermelon, yeah, that would be nice. Watermelon would be nice on a day like this. I certainly agree with that. Yeah, please refresh. Well, it doesn't make any sense for me to tell people to refresh, because those who are stuck on the loop doesn't hear what I'm saying now. YouTube has dropped me to 720p. That's insulting. Please change it back to 1080p manually. Yeah, I think once the summer really hits with full force, then I will have to resort to mostly doing night streams. It is not nice to walk in the heat like this, and this is just, like I said before, this is just the beginning. Thanks for putting 1080p back. Oh, it's not. I didn't do anything. It's just Google. It's just YouTube being YouTube. I'm for the Olympics. No, I'm very much against the Olympics. I don't think the Olympics should be held. That's also a question that I maybe should add to the FAQ, as people ask me pretty much every stream. But yeah, I wouldn't mind the Olympics if it was normal times. I wouldn't care that much about it either, but I think it could be fun. But yeah, now with the pandemic, I think it's crazy. So, we found the park, Ochiai Park. Let's see if we can find somewhere to sit down and eat in here. Somewhere in the shade. And somewhere where I can avoid pointing the camera too much towards tons of children. Oh, look, here's the yellow train again. Beautiful. I like these yellow trains. Yeah. I think we can sit down here. Something like this, maybe? Is this okay? Wait. Let's see. Maybe more like this. Oh, now I'm in the frame. Oh. Okay, let's lunch, friends. Let's lunch. Here's my humble little supermarket lunch. Some rice balls, maki sushi, and inari sushi is with the tofu. And then I also got one of this one, which is glass noodle salad. So yeah, a very humble lunch. And of course, I also got a beer. White Belgian beer, 5% alcohol, because I know you will ask sooner or later. So yeah, I will sit down and have a little lunch break now. So for some of you that might be really interesting and a good way to ask me some questions, and the rest, or like a bunch of you, will probably get bored and leave the stream. That's okay too, of course. Lunch, beer, trains and slides. Yeah, but what else could someone ask for? That is actually a very good, very reasonable thing to ask. What more could people ask for? And yeah, that's another thing that people always comment. But in Japan we are allowed to drink alcohol in public, which I think is very nice, as long as it's done within reason. Itadakimasu. Itadakimasu. Mukbang time. I think this entire lunch was like 600 yen, including the beer, which I will open now, by the way. Kanpai. Oh, nothing beats a beer on a hot day like this. Do not open your beer in a playground. Why not? It's totally fine here in Japan to have a beer in a park like this, even if there's kids playing around. No, very cheap. $6 for all this. You wouldn't even get a beer for that price in Sweden. Or actually you would. A beer in Sweden is like $3. So you would get a beer for that price. Thank you, Min. Thank you, Min. Beer on you. Thank you so much. Do you have wasabi? No, we usually don't put wasabi on this kind of sushi. You just put wasabi on fish sushi, but this is vegetarian sushi. Beer in front of chip. I really find it surprising that it's such a big deal in US to drink alcohol in public. Like a country where it's fine to carry a gun, which is an item that is only made to do one thing, and that is hurt other people. That's fine, but drinking a beer is taboo. That logic makes zero sense to me, to be honest. Alcohol is like, even like at family gatherings or picnics and whatnot, like drinking beer when there's kids around is perfectly fine. Good. I'm enjoying this. I was really hungry now. Walking so long in this heat made me very hungry. Wow, we increased the number of viewers during Beer O'Clock, and we got a new member as well. Thank you very much. Who was that? Razor Darkblade. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. This is very humble. The most humble kind of sushi roll. The cucumber. Surprisingly good in all its humbleness. Here's the humble little glass noodle salad. I keep saying humble all the time, but today my lunch is really, really, really humble. But good. Very like sappari, as we say in Japanese, which means like fresh, refreshing.そう、西武新宿線です。これどこだっけ？落合公園かな？As a vegetarian, I applaud your humble lunch. Thank you, Rockaway Siren. Yeah. I wasn't even... Well, there was a few slices of ham on that glass noodle salad, so it wasn't entirely vegetarian, but at least these sushi pieces are all vegetarian. Not convenience store. I bought this at a supermarket. It's basically almost the same thing, but... I'm almost done with the beer, by the way. Oh yeah, I see that you're discussing Hanami and Hanabi. Even I have to think twice and probably sometimes make the mistake of using the wrong word. A lot of the kids are playing with water guns, which, yeah, it's really like the perfect day for that. I wish they could shoot some on me as well. Looks really comfortable. Actually, I made a mistake. So this, I thought it was a beer, but actually it's Happoshu, which is this fake beer. You would assume that something called White Belg would be Belgian beer, right? But instead it's this fake beer which kind of lacks one of the ingredients to be classified as real beer here in Japan, which means that it's taxed lower and thus cheaper. I usually try to avoid those, but I just grabbed this one because it was a beer that I haven't, or fake beer that I haven't had on stream before. It still has alcohol though, 5%. It's just that I think in order for it to be classified as real beer, it needs malt, hops, yeast. I don't know. Like, it's one of those essential ingredients that it's lacking. And basically this whole thing was invented just because there is a special beer tax in Japan, which makes beer surprisingly expensive in Japan. Usually you pay more for a beer than for a cocktail sometimes. And then you can buy like 9% strong zero, which is this like strong 9% alcohol drink, and it's cheaper than a 5% beer. But I think they're changing. I'm not sure if they already changed or if they're about to change, but they will remove that. So beer will have the same tax as other alcoholic beverages. Meaning that beer should become a little bit cheaper and all other alcoholic beverages should get a little bit more expensive, if I remember correctly. It's a bit complicated, but anyway. All out of bubblegum. Is that a Duke Nukem 3D reference? Thank you so much for the super chat. And have your next beer or coffee on me, sir. Thank you. Okay, so just one sip of beer, fake beer left, and then I will get going. How to tell the difference. So it's kind of tricky. You need to really read the fine print, but here it says happose. If it was beer, it would have said biru in Japanese. So that's how you can tell. Alcohol is usually kind of easier to find. It's written in regular Western letters in most cases, and 5%. But yeah. Anyway, I'm done. Let's get going. And fake beer is mostly cheaper. Yes, it's cheaper. It's about maybe 60-70% of the cost of regular beer. It has the same alcohol percentage. It's just doesn't taste as good. But it also has fewer calories. And when I was like poor, like when I was a student, then me and my friends, we always had those cheap. We would drink the cheapest drinks, so we always had the fake beers, and we eventually got used to it. So you know, it's not that different. But I think I would be able to tell which is which in a blind test. But they're pretty similar. Oh, my gimbal is getting really weird now. Let's see, maybe it's really getting time to replace this thing. Anyway, let's do a little map check and figure out where we are and where we're heading, so that we can plan for the rest of this stream. So I don't know if you can see, but we are here. We started the stream here at Takadanobaba, and I've been more or less following these train tracks. I could keep on following them, but it also looks like this river flows a little bit north and that there's lots of green spaces along the river. I actually think that might be a nicer walk, since I'm not doing the train line walk anyway. I think I will just follow this little river from here on and walk along the green spaces. And let's see if we will end up somewhere interesting. Not really, and there's no train stop around there either, but maybe I will just end the stream somewhere around here and then take a bus back to the city center, unless I can find somewhere nice to sit down here. But yeah, let's go. Thank you, Fungus. Super chat. My natto and kimchi friend. Always. Thank you. Sponsoring the new segment, Fake Beer O'Clock Time. Thank you. I'm just trying to... Fake beer is less malt than real beer, so there you have it. I think that's probably that sounds correct. Awesome channel, thank you, Tokyo Dragon Master Lee. Awesome name. Do you know when you will be doing a walk around the Yoyogi Park area again? No, not really. Can't say I have anything concretely, like any concrete plans on going there, but then again, I tend to walk around the Shibuya area quite often. Okay, so if there's one more thing I want to add to this discussion about drinking and parks and whatnot, I think it's worse when people smoke in the park and leave cigarette butts like this. That to me is more offensive. Or smoking in parks, smoking near children's playgrounds in general. That's not good, I think, because that actually affects the health of small children. So that's something I think should be banned. But having a quiet beer with your lunch is not offensive at all in my world, in my book. And I think there's some trash cans over here. How rare. But that's very nice. I'm happy that I need to bring my trash with me. Might have to bring, let's see. No, it's actually okay to throw cans here. It's very full though, but then plastic trash here. Excellent. There you go. Okay. Perfect. Oh, thank you, Fungus. You enjoyed the Shimokitazawa walk. Yeah, that was truly one of my best walks ever, I think. I really enjoyed it myself as well. Oksan wa Sweden語英語喋れますの。そうですね。はい。妻もスウェーデン語と英語両方喋れます。あともちろん日本語も。So out of nowhere someone, or not someone, Kenmoji-san asked if my wife speaks English and Swedish, and she does. As well as Japanese, of course, since she's Japanese. Sanitizer time. Yes, I wish. I think I need to properly wash my hands once I'm done streaming. I don't have any sanitizer with me. Since I'm having my backpack today, which is not my usual bag, I forgot to put sanitizer in it. Maybe I'll buy some. I think this is the right way. This is the way I should be heading now. Yeah, it was pretty disgusting to touch that garbage can. I agree. Oh, one way. Stop here. 漢字は全部読めますか？いや、全部読めないですね。なんか多分日本人のわかんない中学生ぐらいのレベルは多分できるけど、もっと複雑な漢字はあんまりうまく読めないです。I think this should be the right direction. I need to take a look at the map again. Yeah. Oh, great. There's, I think it's a tunnel. Here's the train tracks, but I think there's a tunnel under the tracks. So we should be okay. Japaneseでも1000字、2000字ぐらいだからね。そうですね。わかんないですけど、なんかテレビのニュースを見るとなんか読めない言葉が多いですね。I think this can be a good thumbnail photo with the bridge and the train. Let's get that. There we go. So someone asked about how, like, my kanji reading skills, and I said that I think they might be on the level of a, middle school child in Japan, something like that. I can read and understand some things, but whenever I watch like the news and they talk about complicated subjects like economy and politics, then I'm usually struggling. Two-hour walk. Yeah, we're already at 1 hour and 45 minutes. So I think we will do more than 2 hours today, actually. But then again, like, my Japanese skills are kind of weird because I do know a lot of word and terminology that are way more advanced than a middle school child as well. Like when it comes to cameras and tech, for example, there's a lot of words that I know that maybe even Japanese people, like some Japanese people, will struggle to understand. So it's difficult to exactly to put a finger on what my level is like, but it's not enough. It never feels like I know enough. That's one thing I can say for certain. Do you dream in Japanese, Swedish, or English? Good question. I think all of them, but probably most Swedish. But or English, I don't know, really. Have you tried the JLPT? No, I haven't. If I tried, I think I would be kind of level 2, but I would probably have to study a bit in order to pass level 2, because JLPT is not like, it's not about just knowing Japanese, it's also like knowing how to solve the test. and many people who takes that test, they actually study specifically for the test. You know what? I think, are we allowed? Yeah, this is the park. I think I want to just wash my hands here. I feel really disgusting after touching that. After touching that trash can. Just water, but at least it's better than nothing. I heard of people passing N1 without even knowing any Japanese. Well, that sounds very strange. I heard of Japanese people trying N1 and failing. So, but I guess it's a lot of multiple choice questions, so I guess technically you could pass it without knowing any Japanese just by guessing. But yeah, it's interesting twist on this railing, right? N1 is highest, yes, that's right. Usually N2 is what's considered to be the bare minimum in order to get a job at a Japanese company. Look, these guys, these are the cone guys. Japanの水道水は美味しい。いや、そう思いますか？僕はまあ場所によって違いますね。でも東京ではあんまり美味しくないと思います。結構なんていう日本語の言葉ちょっとわかんないんですけど、ちょっと変な味。うちでフィルター使ってます。2つのフィルター使ってます。実は普通の水を飲むはあんまり美味しくないと思います。So someone commented about the tap water in Japan, and I said that I think it really depends on where you are in Japan. In some areas of Japan the tap water can be delicious, but in Tokyo it's certainly not delicious. It tastes a lot like chlorine. So we have at home, we actually use filters. We have one built into the tap that we replace every couple of months that removes a bit of that funky flavor. And then we have a separate extra filter as well that my wife wants to use for all the water that we use to our daughter, because she's very concerned. Wow, this is a pretty interesting house. Look at this. there was a house, the blue thing. Yes, I think it was a residential house, mostly propped up by a couple of steel poles. I'm not sure how earthquake proof it would be, but it looked pretty cool. Not sure if I would want to live there myself though.これは神田川ではないと思いますね。これ何の川だろうね。多分さっきの通った川、妙正寺川っていうの川です。妙正寺。Yeah, this river is called Myoshogi River. It's not Kanda River, which we passed before. Oh, look! I got a friend. Hi, buddy. Hey, what are you doing here? What are you doing on my arm? Cute little ladybug. Black and yellow ladybug. Black and yellow makes it look a little bit dangerous. But it was just a ladybug. So I assume it's harmless. So it looks like if we go in here we might have a little bit more lush greenery and park scenery. So let's do that. I don't think I've ever been around here, but it looks like a nice neighborhood. Here you have it, Myoshogi Gawa. What is this place? Tetsugakudo philosophy something. Tetsugakudo Park. I think Tetsugaku is philosophy. そうではないですか? Tetsugaku philosophy ですよね. Looks like a big park though. Let's explore. I'm pretty sure I've never been here. It's after the brain, protect the brain. Oh yeah, you think that ladybug was after my brain? I see that you're talking about this Fukushima water issue, and yeah, it's problematic. It doesn't seem like the water itself is that much of a problem though, but if anything it's a big PR disaster for Japan, which is unfortunate. And it's not really going into the drinking water, it's going into the ocean, so it's quite different, but yeah. Plenty of fish in this little pond. Well, there are also plenty of algae, which makes it look a little bit gross. Yeah, from what I've heard, those kind of releases of water are made from a lot of power plants all over the world regularly without anyone really raising an eyebrow. It's just the way that it has been communicated in this case is pretty poor, and that makes it very sensitive. Oh, nice greenery here. This is a very nice park. This is called Tetsugakudo Park, which is a park that I've never been to before. It's in a pretty, I don't know, weird location. Like there's not even any station nearby this place. It's in the west of Tokyo. But it's really nice, yeah. Definitely what I would consider a hidden gem. Thank you, Taira Uchida, for the explanation of this place. Thank you. Super nice. I wish I had a park like this next to my house. Definitely would be perfect for a beer break. Too bad I just had one. Lots of like old buildings here as well. What's this old tower? Rokendai. Why do Japanese people drink so much beer? It's not good for their health. A lot of things are not good for our health. But I don't know if Japanese people drink more beer than people in other countries, to be honest. And yes, like Olive says, there's radiation everywhere. Oh, I don't think we can enter here. There's radiation everywhere, so radiation in itself is not a problem. It's harmful levels of radiation, which is a problem. And from most of the scientific evidence that I've learned about this Fukushima thing says that it's not really as big of a deal that many people think it is. Yeah, I think Danish people drink more beer than Japanese. Probably Swedish people as well, like myself. But beer is good. Again, beer is in moderation. It's fine, no? beautiful, this park. It's really beautiful. I think I will sit down for a moment here. Feeling a bit short breath, mostly because of this heat and walking around wearing a mask. At least I have a little bit of my sport drink left, so let's finish that. Excess carrots will make your skin turn a bit orange. That's true. Actually, that happened to me and my wife. Not from eating too much carrots, but we used to drink vegetable juice every morning. Just one glass. But we had that one glass of vegetable juice every morning without fail. And one day my mother-in-law looked at our hands and was like, You're orange. And we compared to her and we were like, yeah, we are. And then we stopped drinking that vegetable juice, and I think my skin color is back to normal now. This was like over a year ago. I think my skin color is kind of normal now. Thanks for fixing the windshield fiber showing up in the video frame. Yeah. It's yesterday so I'm not using this case all the time with the windshield, right? I'm only using that when I'm streaming. And the way I attached it yesterday was not great, so that's why we had that problem. Now most of the fibers are facing my direction. So now they cover the selfie camera rather than the wide angle camera on the back of the phone. Yeah, orange like Parrot Tower, yeah, or like Donald Trump. So yeah, I'm thinking where I should go from here. What stations do we have around? Ochiai Minami Nagasaki looks like it might be the closest station. I'm also pretty close to Arai Yakushimae. どうしよう。Thank you, Specific Impulse. Thank you very much. Yeah, either of those lines, they're not really doing that much for me. I have to change at some points anyway. But I'm more thinking like I want to find a place where I can sit down and work with my laptop for a few hours. Somewhere nice. Maybe I should just head down to Nakano, which is actually not that far from where I am right now. It's a half an hour walk to get to Nakano. Probably more like 20 minutes to get to the backside of Nakano Broadway. So I think I will do that. I will stream the walk back to Nakano. And then I will end the stream at Nakano. Maybe shoot a 4K video in Nakano later today as well. But in Nakano there's a few nice coffee shops where I can sit down and get a little bit of work done. For sure. 先週江ノ島行きましたが、鎌倉は行く予定ありますか？そうですね、ありますよ。あります。鎌倉、実は今日ちょっとなんか鎌倉行こうかなと思った。でもなんていうこの発表、区役所からの There's some announcement from the Nakano ward office.まあ、鎌倉もしかして今週か来週行けるといいと思います。行きたいです。横浜のガンダム見に行きましたか？まだ行ったことない。僕は個人的にはあんまり興味ないんですけど、もしかしてストリームのために行ける可能性があります。I think I am heading. Oh, look. Those looks like philosophers over there. I didn't really listen that much on the announcements, so I was a little bit busy reading the chat, but I'm pretty sure it was about the coronavirus and that we should all be careful. Was it about air pollution? That's rare. I don't really hear that very often. Is that really true? Is it problematic today?私は江ノ島や鎌倉大好きです。僕も大好きです。特に江ノ島、平日の江ノ島、週末の江ノ島はあんまり好きじゃないけど、平日の江ノ島はすごくいいです。Can you folks look up if there's any air pollution issue with Tokyo right now? That would be quite unusual. I've never heard of that before, that there has been like an announcement about it. But one of the viewers says that that's what they were saying. So this is a bus for Nakano. But since this is mainly a walking channel, I'll walk there. 江ノ電楽しいよね。僕も江ノ電好き。Quality reading in Tokyo is 75. It's alright. 154. I'm getting mixed messages here. 154 sounds very high. I usually don't see that kind of numbers in Tokyo. It's mostly in the 50-ish range, but sometimes when there's like when the wind blows in the wrong direction and there's like lots of PM 2.5, it can get a little bit higher. $154. Oh, really? Huh. That is interesting. That's pretty high. It's very high for Tokyo. Yeah, I have an app for it that I usually check, but it's on the same phone that I use for my stream right now, so I can't check it. I don't have it installed on my iPhone. Yeah, the Air Visual app, that's the one I use as well. Sounds like it is very high then. 154. That's unusual for Tokyo. In Naitomachi, yeah, Shinjuku, which isn't too far from where I am now. So if it's that high there, it's probably similarly high here. Unless there's something extreme going on next to that measuring station. Thank you, Marianne, for the super chat. Thank you very much. Weird, all the readings in Air Visual is 60 to 80. Yeah, that's kind of like sounds more like the range that we have here in Tokyo on what I would consider relatively bad days. Nakano says 26. Okay. Maybe there's something weird going on next to that measuring spot in Shinjuku then. Maybe there's like a fire or something going on. Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, it has to be a localized problem then.あ、そうか、今日富士山素敵に見えるか。箱根は行ったことあります。何回も行ったことあります。I'm getting tired, folks. I'm looking forward to sitting down, having a big iced coffee, chill down, and relax in an air-conditioned room. I've been out in this heat for 2 hours and 20 minutes now. Okay, Arayashi, that's a place that I know because I used to live close to Nakano, or in Nakano. I actually used to go running here in Heiwanomori Park when I was living in Nakano. So now we're getting back towards my good old neighborhood. I think you're nuts walking so far in the sun and carrying a laptop. Yeah. It's a reasonably light laptop, but still, yeah. It doesn't feel too heavy since it's in a backpack, but yeah, it's hot. It's hot. My laptop is a 15-inch MacBook Pro, by the way, so less than 2 kilos. So it's not too heavy, but yeah. Bye, Asante Rose again. Hi and bye. So it's 31 degrees now in Tokyo. That's the hottest temperature of the year so far. Please be safe, don't get overheated. I'm okay, but yeah, I really don't want to keep on walking in the sun. So another 10-15 minutes, then we will be in Nakano, and I will sit down somewhere there. Yeah, substantial walk indeed. 12,600 steps so far today. Keep sounding out of breath. Really? Do I? It's not that bad. Come on. 熱中症気をつけて水飲む。そうですね。もう少しなんか飲み物買おうか。Maybe I'll buy some more sparkling water. Icy Spark. Sounds good. Am I able to open it with one hand? Yes, I did. Oh. Okay, this was carbonated and a part of it was pouring out on top of me. Sparkling water. Okay, that was good. That made me feel a little bit refreshed. Here we have Kakuyasu, which is a liquor shop, one that even offers home delivery. The wonders of Japan. Soスウェーデンの夏の名物はザリガニです。あ、そうですね、そうですね。スウェーデン人はザリガニを食べるはちょっと特別な瞬間かな。でもスウェーデンのザリガニは綺麗な湖に生きてます。日本にはザリガニに言うとなんかちょっと汚い、なんか田んぼの周りの汚い水にいる植物ですけど、動物ですけど、スウェーデンのザリガニは全然違いますね。 So in Japan they find it very odd that in Sweden we eat crayfish during the summer. It's kind of a special thing that we do. I think it's towards the end of the summer. That's when the crayfish season is at its best. I don't know about other countries. Do you eat crayfish in like in the US and Australia as well? In Japan it has this very weird, like they think crayfish are very filthy animals, because here in Japan they usually live in the muddy waters around the rice fields, so which is a bit smelly and not so nice. So when you tell Japanese people that we eat crayfish in Sweden, it's like almost like telling them that we eat rats or something. But in Sweden it's a bit of a delicacy, and I think it's really tasty. Okay, Faris, thanks for stopping by today. Here's a nice little park as well. I think I've actually passed this one before. We're getting pretty close to Nakano now. Not crawfish, crayfish, they're like mini lobsters, or mini crabs. Not crabs, more like lobster, yeah. Interesting antique store here. Crayfish is great with beer. Yeah, well, we usually have them with schnapps, actually. We, like when we have this crayfish festival, we wear silly hats and drink lots of alcohol and get really, really wasted and drunk. That's a very, very interesting part of Swedish culture. Yay, we're getting closer to Nakano. 930 meters to Nakano Station. Rock lobster, maybe. Is that what it's called in English? This is what they look like. Wait, let me go into the shade. This is what they look like, the ones we have in Sweden. And this is what a typical Swedish crayfish party looks like. Kräftskiva. Everybody, we decorate the table with these paper things. People are mostly wearing these stupid hats, and everybody gets really drunk and do stupid things that we don't remember the next day. Yeah, I will tell you the name in the chat for the Swedish crayfish party. I think Visit Sweden did some interesting movies about it that you might find if you Google it. where they kind of explain this tradition in a funny way. There you go, kräftskiva in Swedish. Wow, look at this pink and purple building. I kind of like it. Looks very retro. Actually, the place I used to live was just down here and to the left. That's the place I lived for 3 years before I met my wife. How do you cook crayfish in Sweden? I think we boil them. I'm pretty sure, yeah, we boil them. Like, if you're having really good ones, then you should boil them while they're still alive. And that's like the most fancy way. But these days, usually a lot of the crayfish we eat in Sweden are imported, so they come frozen. But some people do their own fishing. Like if they live close to a lake where there's crayfish, you can fish for it. I think we import a lot of them from Turkey and also from China. Do you like spicy food? Yes. Yes. I do like spicy food. I do like spicy food. Within reason. Like, I once had a Chinese girlfriend many years ago, and she was from a part of China where they eat really spicy food. And she introduced me to some spicy noodles with peanuts. And that was way too spicy for my taste. But I think your average Korean style, like Korean level of spicy, that's good. Spicier than that, and I'm having a bad time. Toto, right? That's the right name. Yes. I don't even dare to try to pronounce it because I know that I will probably pronounce it the wrong way. But yeah, that area. Tantan麺はあんまりそんなに辛くないですね。全然問題ない。日本のレストラン、日本のスパイシーはあんまりスパイシーじゃないと思います。でも中国の本格的なスパイシーとかインドもすごい本当にスパイシーな料理が多いですね。それはちょっと辛すぎる。韓国に行くと普通の韓国レストランの辛さはちょうどいいと思います、僕にとって。We are in Nakano. We are indeed in Nakano now. We made it. I survived without a heat stroke. This is the freshness burger that I used to pass on a daily basis when I was living around here. Over here is Nakano Broadway. So let me just walk down to one of the alleys here and wave goodbye there. How was my dinner yesterday night? Oh, it was nice. It was nice. We had some very tasty shiashi chuka that my wife cooked for me. It was good. That's Nakano Broadway here. Nakano Broadway. There's lots of Baskin Robbins in Tokyo. It's quite popular. You see them all the time actually. Yes, Jenny, I did buy my wife flowers. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. She was very happy. I told her that it was from one of my viewers. Okay, I think I will end today's stream somewhere around here. 2.5 hours. That's longer than average and longer than I was planning to do today. Also our regards to Miss Explorer and the Mini. Yes. But yeah, thank you everyone who watched. I'm trying to figure out where I'll be going now. I think first up will be a bathroom somewhere, and then I will try to find some iced coffee. Would you ever try a 10-hour stream? No, I don't think that would be very enjoyable. I would just get tired and really grumpy. So I think 3-4 hours is my maximum, unless it was like some really special occasion. Maybe I could consider something longer, but yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for today. Yeah, oh okay, I know where I will end the stream now. I will end the stream in front of World Kaikan, which is the coolest building in all of Nakano. Here we go. World Kaikan. What was the record again? I think 4 hours. I think we did break the 4-hour mark on that Yurikamoma walk, like around the Odaiba area. Anyway, thank you so much for today. Still looking at doing private paid streams. Yes, I do. If anyone wants a private tour or private walk, which is entirely made to your needs and what you want to see, feel free to reach out to me directly. I do offer that as a paid service. What else? Yeah, join me on Patreon if you haven't already. And if you like this channel, you know, that's the best way to support me and these walks. But just clicking the like button is also very nice if you want to help out and support. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, thank you all. See you next time, and yeah, mata ne. Bye bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Hello.